Hello, everyone, and welcome back to another episode of the Voxcaster podcast. We are back again. I'm joined by my co-host Kim,
Hello.
and we are back with another Loonshrine book club episode. So we are sorry that we missed last week. We did have some technical difficulties with the recording. Our internet's just being kind of weird, and any of our guests get attuned to that. And it's just been up and down, but we're working on it. And we're back. So, Kim, why don't you take us where we left off and where we're diving into now?
Right. So last episode, we left off after the false emperor was killed by Horus. But before he was killed, he gave one last final warning that there's something out there. They may kill him, but he's not the final voice.
Uh-oh.
Oh, is right. We also left off in the very first chapter of part 2 of the book, the Brotherhood of Spiderland. So I guess we're just gonna jump right into it. So starting off with chapter 2 of part 2, we kind of flip sides and we see a different perspective, which is kind of refreshing. I really like when books do that. But yeah, we saw the Imperial army side of it, so the human side of it, and kind of what they went through before the Space Marines got there and joined the fight. So they're dealing with. We still don't have an exact word for it, but they're still dealing with the chaos, as we now know. A spoiler alert, I suppose.
What? How did you guess that?
Yeah. But yeah, we see their perspective and them kind of dealing with it, which kind of brings us to chapter 2 with the Luna Wolves, Loken leading the pack as usual. They're sent out on a mission to find what is this supernatural entity, what are these rumors, and they are led to where the Imperials were killed. They ended up discovering them, and you find out that the chaos did chaos it onto the Imperials. It warped their minds. Like, they weren't just killed by enemies, as Loken can tell. They're killed by each other. They turned and on each other and started attacking each other. So I think first of all, I think that's a really important part in the book, because up until this point, we've had only a handful of people kind of take the rumors seriously, take the supernatural seriously. Like, we've seen Loken kind of be a little nervous, I suppose, about it. But for the most part, Space Marines, like Abaddon, laughs at it still. Little Horus doesn't take it.
Well, and the thing I also like about this is, take away, like things like Space Marine 2 and like the video games and stuff like that, because obviously people that have been in it for even a little bit, you've probably had exposure to what chaos is. But somebody who's brand new and just getting into it, this is also their first sight of what chaos actually does and the influence it can have on people. Because back in the day, not that I've been around that long, but when I was first getting into it, like, this is how I didn't like exactly start with the books, but I started with like similar like stories and like long like scripts about it and stuff.
Right.
So it was like these slow peeks into what chaos actually looks like. It's like slowly built this picture of what chaos is, and then that's what I think is so unique about the chaos side of things, is that everybody kind of has their own image of what chaos actually looks like. Right. But I like how it's like they like slow drip these intros into it. It's not just like, hey, blam.
Here's a bunch of chaos
Yeah,
thrown.
yeah,
That would be
exactly.
a little too chaotic, if you will. Oh
Whoa.
my gosh. Just give me a piece of paper and a pen, and I'm going to start writing the next series.
Yeah, maybe Fuck Library needs to hire you.
Yeah, we'll see about that. But no, I also think it was really interesting to see, like, for people who don't know what chaos is or the warp is or
Yep.
anything like that, when you hear chaos, like, there's not really one picture that like comes to mind. Like, me personally, I wouldn't have automatically thought like, okay, the entity, the chaos, whatever, it also warps your mind. It's not just, okay, things are kind of chaotic around you. It's like your mind is chaotic, what you see, what you think. Like
Yeah,
you can't trust anybody because of what is going on inside your mind because of how chaotic it is. So I thought that was a really, really interesting point. But that brings us also into the next chapter where, sorry, geez, it's starting to get into winter here. So the weather's
yeah,
is
we
starting
got.
to drop and
So I'm in a hat.
yeah, the halls are coming out.
For any listeners only, I'm in a hat.
Picture a toque.
Yeah, black toque.
Yeah. But no, chapter 3 continues and goes off of what we were just saying. The Luna Wolves are finding out like what chaos does, what chaos is. It's not just this thought or a rumor or whatever. It penetrates your mind. It penetrates what you think and again what you see and who you can trust. And the Luna Wolves found out it can turn friends into enemies and people into killers.
Unfortunately,
Yes.
very
Very,
unfortunate.
very much, unfortunately. But yeah, the last, chapter on our reading list, not of the book itself, is once again sorry, really fast. I really do like how there's a really nice flow to the chapters. Like, I don't know for you if you've ever come across books where it almost feels like you're jumping from chapter to chapter.
Like the story almost shifts chapter to
Yeah,
chapter,
like
and
you're
like
almost like
you're almost
turning
like jumping timeline.
yeah, and you're almost like, "Did I miss something?
Yeah.
Did I" But no, I think, Dan Abnett does a really, really good job of keeping the flow and
It's like, for any, anime, watchers out there, it's like when they do things off screen versus on screen. It's like when they kill a character off screen and you're like what you're talking about between chapters, like they kill somebody off screen.
yeah,
It's
and
like
you're like, "When
you're in
did
a new chapter
that"
and you're like, "Wait a second," versus when they kill someone on screen and you're like, I got to see it, there's an emotional response to it, I got it,
Yeah,
you know,
now
now we're
I
really gonna yeah,
understand.
yeah, yeah.
Yeah, now
So
I see the entirety for what it is.
yeah, exactly.
Yeah, so very good point. But yeah, all of the chapters flowed really, really nicely. So like I said, we start with seeing the Imperial side, and now we end with the Luna Wolves continuing on kind of where the Imperials lost their lives, and the Luna Wolves experiencing or coming face to face or finding out about the psychic entity that is the chaos. So it's a very full circle.
Yeah, no. And again, it's kind of cool how they're like slowly like slow dripping it so ever you can kind of develop this image of what chaos truly actually is instead of like you mentioned, like just being this like wild sporadic image. It's like it kind of like slowly hones in on what Warhammer chaos is, if that's a good way to put it, I guess.
Yeah. Yeah, that's a good way to put it.
Right. And like obviously like for anybody who like also plays the games and like maybe you haven't looked at the lore side, you know like what chaos kind of looks like and stuff like that. But we're talking about from the perspective of somebody that maybe doesn't do the tabletop side of things, maybe hasn't played Space Marine 2 or watched any of the visuals, and they're just, they're an avid reader and they're like, hey, I want to start reading this.
Mhm.
This is a cool series. For them, this is what chaos would looks like in this and our universe. We're just lucky enough that we've seen it on screens. We have the models to represent and
Yeah.
stuff like that, right? Or what the visual representation would be like if they were real. So it's just like this cool way that they do it. And I do agree. Like Dan Abnett does such a great way of just making things flow and kind of seem like so continual, so like
Yes.
gradually
That's a
smooth
good
between the
yeah.
whole story.
No, that's a really, really good way of putting it. And he does a really good job of showing the two different sides.
Mm,
So with the our first chapter that we covered, so chapter 2, you see the vast differences in how humans react to chaos and how we've seen the Space Marines acting up until
yeah,
that point. Like it's a
yeah,
huge difference. Like immediately the Imperials are like, wait a minute, something's not right. It kind of feels off. Like there's probably something out there.
yeah.
Flip side, Space Marines, you have Abaddon being like,
Ah,
you idiots. It's
eh,
all rumors. There's nothing out there.
yeah, right.
Can't be.
Yeah, no, no, and it is. I love how they also give you, like, the more, like, humanitarian perspective, I guess, because like, if we're going, like, the Imperials, like, we're saying that they're, like, more most like us modern humans versus, like, the superhuman side of things, so it's, like, seeing what a super soldier would look at it like.
Yeah.
Um, but it's also, like, kind of showing that whole, Space Marine motto of "Know no fear,"
Yeah. You don't know fear. No such thing.
right? So it's kinda like, "Oh, chaos, okay, whatever.
Yeah.
Just another thing to beat,"
Yeah. And that's
right?
why Loken was so different because he, like, kind of felt a little uneasy about the chaos, like, didn't feel fear, like, I wouldn't go that far, but he just felt a little off.
It's so crazy that, like, this is what I like about Warhammer, like, personally, and I think a lot of people can relate to this, that in Warhammer, the guys that stand out are the ones that relate to how we think.
Yeah, to have
Like,
human
those are the ones that are
emotions.
like, "Yo, that's like he's the odd one out of this squad," or
That's
"He's the odd one
very
out of this battalion," or whatever, like, "That's the weird squad because they all think like this." But it's like how, like, we think most, like, modernly because there's, like, a morality clause to it, right? Versus, like, with an actual Space Marine, there's no morality clause. It's just another number. You're just a body. Because 'cause we'll make more. We have factories. We'll make 1,000 of you faster than I can kill you, so what are you really worth?
Yeah.
Kind of really dark.
Yeah, when you really sit and think
Talking about the
about
grim
it,
dark, right?
you're just, just can be thrown out at any given time.
Y
But yeah, we see also how much of, I guess, like, superhumans or whatever that Space Marines are is because in the final chapter that we're covering, chapter 5 in, the Brotherhood of Spiderland, the Luna Wolves destroy what the Imperials couldn't, the buried old, architecture of an old human civilization, but it's where the spirit, the entity is hiding,
Mm.
is making its home. But yeah, the Luna Wolves are able to destroy it, unlike the Imperials. So very different in that as well. Us humans kind of need to
Space Marine firepower versus human firepower.
yeah. Yeah. But yeah, there's after it's destroyed, there's no answers that the Luna Wolves get or Loken gets. There's only more questions, which makes me think there's going to be some answers in the next chapters. Perhaps.
Maybe we'll have to tune into next week's episode to find out.
That's a good point. It will be in the cosmos. But no, it's once again, yeah, jeez. Dan Abnett
Yep.
is continuing to do an amazing job. Really, really, really happy with the book so far.
No, and again, like I've said, it's a great book. I think it's a great starting place. A phenomenal author. And yeah, just the way he narrates it too, it actually gets you into the story. It makes you grasp it. It makes you question a lot of things too as the reader, which then kind of makes you want to explore this universe. You want to learn more. It
Mhm.
makes you curious. It makes you, wait, why is he like this? Why is he stand out because he's like this? Why is how come they're reacting like this and they're not reacting like this? What are these guys? Hey, they mentioned these guys before. What are they up to now?
Mhm.
So it opens up so many doorways, and this is what I love about Warhammer is that like there's there's a spot for everybody,
Yeah, I
whatever
like
you're
that.
into. Like there's always a spot. If there's people that just love. Hey, I love the whole like Helldivers aspect where you're just like a guardsman and you're running into like this absolute chaos and it's like you literally die in like minutes.
Mm,
But like just the concept of that, it's like, what okay, well, what if you're the one that survives?
that, yeah. Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like, then
Hero.
what, right? So there's always that chance too. And I think that's what people grasp to is that chance of, well, what if I was that one that survived, right?
Yeah, as long as there's hope, anything's possible.
Right? It's all you need.
Just a little bit of hope. But yeah, we want to thank you guys again for tuning in with us on another Loonshrine episode. It's been great talking.
Yeah. And just a quick final announcement that we promise. So starting this Saturday, our episode's going to have a little bit of a change up just for the next month and maybe 2 months. We're just going to be changing it up and we're just going to be flipping back and forth between having guests and then talking about popular topics. And we're doing this simply because we realize the holiday seasons are coming up and scheduling guests is hard. Around holidays is even harder. There's people traveling, stuff like that. And also we have a bunch of like a list of topics that we actually just want to talk to you guys about and just like share our thoughts and opinions. We're going to talk about things like episodes on Warhammer Plus. We're going to go through all the TV shows,
Mhm.
give our reactions or replies to our thoughts. We're even thinking about maybe doing like an episode breakdown, but I was just thinking doing a whole series breakdown because unless it's super long, because there's a lot of really cool ones that we enjoy on
Yeah.
there. We're gonna do mini Battletome slash Codex reviews slowly, also adding in those. And we're gonna be talking about like Space Marine 2 stuff, modern releases, like changes to the game system, stuff like that that we're enjoying, or maybe like side things like a lot of like SDS stuff. There's gonna be a lot of dark water conversations coming up, by
A
the way. There's gonna be
lot.
a lot of dark water. So if you're
I
into dark
It's
water,
already on pre-order.
there's gonna be a lot of dark water content.
And probably, throw in some Path to Glory.
Yeah, yeah, we're gonna be covering our Path to Glory campaign, why we're doing it, how we're doing it, discussing it for people that want to get into Path to Glory. We had a lot of questions. We were
Mm.
lucky enough that we had people that we could talk to. We watched a lot of videos, stuff like that, and it helped us really. We're like really getting into it too. Like we're like really enjoying it. It unlocks a lot of kit bashing, a lot of really fun, unique armies you can build because you when you do a Path to Glory, you don't have to stick to. You just have to stick to your
Some
Grand Alliance. You don't have to stick to your one army. So what that means is like you could go out and buy one spearhead for Soul Blight, for example, and one spearhead for let's say I don't know Nighthaunt. And because both of them are death armies, they're under the Death Grand Alliance, you can mix the two spearheads and have a 2,000 point Path to Glory army out of those two spearhead boxes. I
so
don't know if
much
that makes
better.
2,000 points. I'm just giving you an example. That may not. I don't think it does. But I'm just giving you an example. Like in Path to Glory, you can just mix the boxes, have unique lore, why they're working together, why they're
Unique
invading.
terrain now.
Yeah, now with the upcoming yeah, with the upcoming, edition with the new supplement Blighted Wilds, you can make your own faction terrain, make its own rules, make your own regiments. So we're gonna be talking about all that, a lot of really cool stuff coming up. And then just to give a little bit of a break and a little shake up to our programming, and to see how you guys like it, and if, if people enjoy more, we're
Mhm.
gonna, about just be bouncing back and forth. Maybe we'll switch it up weekly. We don't know. We're just testing this out, and we'd love to hear your guys' feedback. So thank you guys so much. Tune in Saturday for it's our first episode of that, right?
Yeah, we need to
Yeah.
come up with a good name. So if anybody has a name idea or thinks that, they have one that suits it, leave it in the comments down below. I've always wanted to say that.
Yeah. So thank you guys for watching, listening, whichever you guys are doing. Check out our website if you guys want to send in any of your work, be a guest featured on, or anything like that. Let us know and check us out on our social medias, like, comment, subscribe, all the usual stuff. Thank you guys so much, and we'll see you on
Mm.
Saturday. Bye.
Bye. Love you.